Hi everyone, Steve here. Well, welcome to another video. Well, Christmas is nearly here. It's the 22nd of December. I'm shooting another video. I've got the back door of the FJ open because what I've got to do is I've got to put a Anderson plug into my 12 volt system and get it all wired up, and it's going to be pretty simple because I don't know whether you know or have looked at any of my previous videos. Check out my electrical system videos, but I run the Egon DC Hub built by a company over in Western Australia. It was designed by Andrew Saint Pierre White and Hein, I think his name is. Might have that wrong, but they designed this system together in collaboration, and it's basically a distribution board for your 12 volt system. Now, it's very easy to wire stuff up as long as you can put a red and a black wire in, and you can read pluses and minuses. You can wire a system up yourself. And I'll tell you what, if you are thinking about doing a 12 volt system, I don't think you can go wrong with using this system. I've had this running in the car for nearly, must be nearly 2 years now, and it has been faultless. I've had one fuse blow out the whole time that I've had it, and it was something to do with the 12 volt compressor. I plugged a 12 volt little compressor in it, and it was just drawing too much power, and it blew one of the fuses. So I don't know whether you can see them, but the fuses are all behind this glass panel here. I'll quickly take this off and then we'll come back and I'll show you. Okay, got the cover off, got all my tools down here. So here you go. Here's the switchboard there. You can probably see it better now. I've got that little protective cover off. So these are all my inputs for all my solar panels, batteries, all that sort of thing. Here's the main leads over here that are running to the batteries. These are all the connections for solar and everything else. And down here is all my other connections for USBs and things like that. So you can run power off any of these. Now, all this system here it can run a maximum, I think, of about 150 amps, but I think it's been tested to way more than that. I think they put it up to like 200 and something. They got videos on that, so check them out on their website. I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah. This little thing here, that's just a little cover that we put in to hide all the wires. Phil from Phil's Camping Reviews helped me, did most of the wiring up initially for this system. Everything has been going great with it too, guys. The Renogy system, the Renogy battery, everything has been absolutely amazing. I haven't had any trouble thus far, touch wood. But today I'm going to put in another 50 amp Anderson plug, and because I want to run another appliance, so I need another power source. So I could run it up through one of these if I wanted to. These are both 80 amps. That's an output. This is an output and an input. You've got to put in those big fuses in here, or you've got these which are a maximum of 25 amps each. The appliance I'm running has got a maximum draw of 20 amps. So I'm going to put it into one of these and put a 25 amp fuse in it. So I've got my cord here. I've put on my Anderson plug this morning, put all that up. So I've just got to work out how much length I need to go over to there, cut it off, and really it is just as simple as a screwdriver like this, putting it in there, unscrewing, putting your wires in and screwing it back up. That is the beauty of this switchboard, is the simplicity on how you can wire things up. It really does cut down on a lot of connectors and that you normally need, like spade bits and bloody round bits that you got to crimp on, all that sort of thing. I'm talking about these sort of things down here that you have to put on all the time. But Absolutely fantastic. So let's get this wired up and get it running. Cheers. Got it all done. One thing I'll just quickly show you while I'm at it, and nothing to do with the Egon DC Hub. When I was fiddling around there before, I'll see if I can show you the footage when I had the camera down there close, showing you that little fuse switch there for the solar. I put my hand on it and it was quite hot, like it was really warm to touch, and we'll go back down there and have another look at it. So that little fuse thing here, so I've got the solar running out through the back of the car and then up here to the roof. Now I've got two 160 watt panels, 160 watt panels, and they put in about 17 amps, and unfortunately that little wire there was loose and it was moving up and down, and when I put my hand down there I touched that and that was as hot as buggery. It's nice and cool now, no heat to it all. I tightened up the screws, and because it was getting a bad electrical circuit through there, and what that can do is cause a fire if you don't keep an eye on it. So if I had a heap of stuff, I always make sure when I'm packing stuff in the car here I don't have anything up against this here, but you know, if you had something down there and got a fair bit of heat in there, it could short out and cause major dramas for you. So that's nothing to do with that, because this wire here, that's the solar connector, I can pull it out here if I want to put a portable solar panel in and not use the ones on the roof if the car's in the shade. But it runs up into here and into that fuse just there. So yeah, so that's a 66 amp fuse that's controlling that full bay there. So yeah, lucky I did this little bit of a wiring job, but we'll get back to the other one. Yes, I've got it wired up already. It was really quick and easy. All I had to do was get my cutters, cut the wire, take the bit of sheath off the end, poke the red, the black in, do up the screw, poke the cord down through here, and here it is here. And there's my Anderson plug. I'll just, I have popped the fuse in, so I've put a 25 amp fuse in there because that's the maximum power outage out of this circuit just here. But I'll get my little multimeter and we'll check and see if we've got 13.2 volts, because I think that's what my battery's sitting at the moment, but it is putting a proper solar charge in it now. It wouldn't have been charging it correctly before because that wire was loose. It may have been losing power between the two joints because it would have been arcing out, and that's why it was creating so much heat. So something to think about if you have got an electrical system in your four-wheel drive. I'm going to go around now and check all the bolts, everything, even in the battery connections, all that sort of thing. Just get a spanner, a screwdriver, whatever it may be, go around and check that everything hasn't worked its way loose, because if you're traveling on dirt roads and things like that, bolts and nuts can become loose. They do have a little like washer on them that's not meant to loosen up, but they have. So I've put the spanner on them. I've tightened them up as hard as I dare to without breaking the plastic covering on them. But I did run a screwdriver around all these ones here, and none of them were really loose. They were all holding really well, so that's a testament to this product here. But I'm going to go around the front side of the car there in a minute, and I am going to check all those other things. But got my multimeter here. I'll set the camera up so I can show you, and we'll have a look and see what the voltage is. Okay, got my little multimeter set up down there. Here's my cord here. So we'll just get the two prongs. We'll put the black one in there and the red one in there. So 13.53 volts, which is what the battery should be at. So that power cord is working a-okay. So there we go. Yeah, so all I've got to do now is plug my new appliance in there, which will be on a separate video, so stay tuned for that one. But that's why I've done all this, and it's a 12-volt appliance, and it's something that you can use when you're camping and traveling. So cheers everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you've got something out of it. Like I said, don't muck around with 12-volt stuff. It can be very dangerous, especially if things aren't working correctly. So good tip, I'm going to go around now and check all the other connections in the car, make sure everything is okay, but I'm sure it will be. I think that was just a little teething thing, but I'm glad I got in here anyway and done a little bit of maintenance and checked a bit of stuff out. So if you've got any questions, queries or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you got something out of it, like I said, and stay safe, look after each other, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.